Ebra Omampanyi John Dramani Mahama, any Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Equatorial, Ewo Tema Oil Refinery, no, Omampanyi Mahama, Edian Hobansem Atunanim say, Ghana Aban Aye crowd say obey do bet me bia, Hedia Boama Tema Oil Refinery, Ejimi Ejinan and Niso, Nasan Esninda Demu Ebio, Omampanyi Mahama di to justice say, Abano Ayen Shisha Pabi said the Beya, or Bessan SC Refinery for Ewo Tema Oil Refinery, Wama Swaya Kwa, Nejmia Boa, Amaches Daku Biano, when Jimmy Anya Kudu Wejumano, which me aye Uncle Besse and Pim or her 100,000 barrels a day.
My aim and vision is that Ghana becomes the downstream petroleum hub for the whole of West Africa. That we become the most efficient producers and distributors of petroleum products in West Africa. And we have no intention of selling to or privatizing to. Inshallah, that land there, we will begin building a new refinery with an even bigger. We will ramp up this refinery to its maximum of 60,000. And then we will start the planning of a new 100,000 barrel per day refinery on the extra land there. Prime Minister Rowley is with us, and they are taking a look around. We've signed a memorandum of understanding on how we can collaborate with them in various, parts of the oil and gas industry. I'm proud of what you've achieved. I'm proud of the workers of TOR. I'm proud of the management of TOR.
Prime Minister Emma Trinidad and Tobago, Ora Rowley, and so Eddie to just say Trinidad and Tobago, and Ghana, Ewa Yonkofa, Emoshi, na a memi no Ariata so Babua, no watching him dear, Ama Winsika Sam Echmiagina, in Tiaquabia, so by you on why you Jumadane, no to an amoa, a Babua, a memi no enina.
We are a small country, but we've been in oil and gas for over 100 years. And we do know a little bit about the industry. And we anticipate that in closing the distance between us, that there are things that we can bring to you and things that you can say and do with us that together will make us stronger and better in the international marketplace. And we hope that from here on in, we would continue in this and other industries to make Ghana and Trinidad and Tobago stronger. Thank you very much.
Omampanyi Mahama ekasa e ovalko no wasan ahye Ghana fo nyina ebo e dia no bansem ama se aban no anya bere wo ye adwumaden e dia boa ama Ghana ye nyina munkanea ene ehon sensem no watimi ahye aso ano.
So you buy because they're not tall and you're Juman. Now I find it not say. And I said, baby, we will bring TOR back to its former glory. And he said, we share petroleum value chain now. A free refinery, copying final consumption. Ewo say gas ayefie, and I say yedi enkuna eguya kamu and IBB. It's a whole value chain. Now she nipa omuye juma within that value chain. Hundreds of thousands of people, from filling station owners, tanker drivers, refinery workers, bus distributors, the petroleum industry no faso. It is a year juma year. A year it's Mima Ghana, a mebunu yenye jumaye. Eti ampasu ya buy, you saw refinery no. Kaka, you see a refinery no. And I start to say a year juman. Now, one thing I'm proud of, and I say, the last year, Yedibe free Abemu, just before we left in 2016, you lefty crude oil from Jubilee Field, Edibema TOR to process. Yeah, lefty Ghana and Kasa crude at the TOR to refine. And you be free abemu. You free abemu crude ya dawa. You be free omaton. And then TOR asa apansabium. Boss, you buy na boss the car. Boss, they are one of the most highly indebted companies. Abraya Babaino. Kakra, and you pay your boss to succeed and answer. Answer Nebefia Bano, Boss was one of the best performing state enterprises ever Ghana. And then, Boss was why you are a home. You're disciplining in Amanasa. Almost say Achia Emuye. Meaning, say, Yabiadum and this Besaba. Every say.
Hello, good evening, and welcome to the Business News segment on News 360. My name is Martin Nasidudat, and here your business is my business. To the details now, the Tema oil refinery TOR has begun exporting refined gasoline to the West African sub-region. TOR raked in over $2 million within 3 months after processing 2 million barrels of crude oil. Acting Managing Director of the refinery, Kingsley Kwame Iwadako, attributed the turnaround to a successful operational restructuring. TV3's Josephine Frimpong has more.
The alien Tema oil refinery had faced serious challenges until a new management took up a vigorous restructuring exercise in January this year. TOR lost all its key engineers and technicians to giant oil firms in Kuwait and Qatar during the challenging period. Tema oil refinery has gone through serious operational challenges, from frequent shutdowns to worker agitations and the infamous TOR death. But today, management say they have a better story to tell. The refinery has now come alive. The refinery since January has received and processed 2 million barrels of crude oil, bringing in over $2 million. Acting Managing Director Kingsley Kwame Iwadaku says TOR has come out of its challenging past.
What Boss did was to go into an agreement with the refinery, where the refinery would process crude oil for Boss on a tolling basis, instead of importing refined petroleum products. When we have the opportunity to work with a refinery which is also owned and run by Ghanaians, why don't we switch to importing crude oil? Have the refinery refine and process it so that we secure our jobs in country.
He explained how TOR began to export refined gasoline.
We couldn't predict how well the refinery would run, so we didn't curtail our refined petroleum product imports. Now, bearing in mind that when we did the initial projections, we were hoping to get 35,000 tons of gas oil or diesel from the first 1 million barrels. We got 63,000 tons. That immediately created a storage problem for us, and it was the same for gasoline. So we had to export.
The TOR debt, which currently stands at 1 billion cedis, is expected to be defrayed by the close of the year, following an agreement with 4 banks to pay as bond.
Abianum Michel Bibia Wabaso, Monimo Guase, more Facebook, no, Monye ni papa. Yes, like the crowd, my diamond by Entwaso. YouTube for my idea say, more share, no more comment, no more like, ye do be biase. Yamra ya beba because ye dumano ya yening in every into Yabana obese no one say, on sensua, a wa, ujiji, NOB, a dear born in you. But he said, Makacho said, Jumania yening in every into the Akano, Asiani Epra. What you say? Hey, the NT me bought series of videos we edited monon say. So, who will be our cano cre away politics ni more, won't mean sign John Mahama consistently. And your ma win Nana Mahama you. Win Nana Mahama ya. Kwasia for na kufuado di o manim kan no. Day, a buy a back cancer phone the trail. On so papa no ye adwuma Tema oil refinery no so tifi. Omu good Tema oil refinery no wie because Mahama make emphatic statement say abano ABC a new oil refinery. Ewo babia old one name Kroma C and one. Don't forget, Sana Mahama am make promise to Ghanaians say or no obe make sure say wa revive all the Nkrumah factories no. Promise John Dramani Mahama Odima Ghana for a no. So on why na adwin say all the Nkrumah factories no obe revive ni nyina. What you say? Enu na ye no ye boni din a ye de ye di bon. So ho. Eni se yebetena ha ne yeka bibi na efiva Mahama yeka bibi na efiva NDC na wonte ase a Mahama making it clear say all the Nkrumah factories ni nyina no the revival omo a ebeyi no ye be revival all free aban mu no enye ono ne kan yo eye TV3 fo na enioma no a Mahama aye no na oka na on say ya na mpempi no amanfo ka say na NDC fo no mo ye enioma we nyina mo anka nkyere Ghana fo a me nua wo ya abodam wa dwen bom me se me ne amanfo edi nkomo na omo ka sa asem we kire me na mabuso omo say wo ye bema nti Ghana Ghana na ye bema no na emma mienu a ye fro omo NDC ni NPP omo aye aduane de ama o se omo ekunu ne wo eye wo a wodi aduane no wo na wo be ka kire oba emma na omo ye aduane ne se akosua waduane ye de adwa waduane ye de ana se oba na o ye aduane no ana emma na omo ye aduane no omo na o sori anopa na omo ba bedina wanim enti bi wura unse aduane na de pa unse na enkwan na de pa unse enu bi na NPP for the year free SHS no mumu de muntimi hu se free SHS ne ye mumu ntimi hu se agenda 111 no munu mu ankasa muntimi en figure out en hu se one district one factory no but ono na ebe ha no aka kire afi samo amoye argument say na ewo say NDC for ne ka ho ase masa yanka ho ase mo nche osese enti yesi airport asi ho Tema oil refinery o papa na na oyi onni adwuma ya na adwuma gu ye no ya revive no e di ama no ya revive adwuma no e di ma wo a wo sanse sami jamfi nkotra radio so e wa asempa Peace FM na o meka nche say wa revive Tema na wo papa no sori anopa okọ adwuma nti hu nti wo ye be ma na wo yire anu aduane ama na aduane no e de a wo yire na nsa ama meka nche say e aduane na edo na wona wudi aduane na nasa wo yire na di aduane no already so what Jimmy on ye de mo be call analytical school na before say e be to aso with Mahama nnwuma oyeye ene de kika ho no mo ma me mfa some few minutes be enka bi benchire mo he Ghana ho no bra mo bring na no enkofo bi na asedem enkofo bi o eno mo aseda asedem se ombema mo abre won say substantively no sa fracas e course of parliament ni Supreme Court no mean say that nya da agentna say because masa man for chop NPP for no ba almost say when Kevin no ni adwuma bi aye nti yenkopa adwuma nya nti yekopa adwuma aye but ma menka bibi nkyeremo as we speak the problem of Ghana Supreme Court no brofo ena nkofo no omo ntiase na meka bibi di akyere wo say so obi be kakyere wo say Michael Kwei a mistake concerning formula seat to declare vacant. Lawyer bia o Ghana ho bia enkosua na ade foforo. Na maye din na me hwe nkofo no. Don't forget say enkoto na be kakyere mo say Ghana constitution no. There's one word, it's not part of the lexicon. Word be enka words na ye de tro Ghana constitution ho. Your friend S Gracia. Ubehwe constitution from article 1. Could see the miscellaneous, the last word, the word S Gracia e Ghana constitution mo. Me na me break is ade no. And sana later enu safu say ni kotna TVC na afina omo be because woman who say yate womo to. Because lawyers ni wo krum ho no. They think say omo nim twa omo tesen ho. Brofo a omo tesen ho. Engineering na ono no ye lawyer no tesen ho. Mechanics ono ye lawyer no otesen ho. Intino ye di omo ba school. Sa article 97 no ye ka H and G and H no. Minia ma yenya simple analysis. Ye musa say Cynthia Morrison waba abeka say oni NPP for emmo fakuo biwa na yes waka. Na parliament wono wo ho no wo de hwan mu ticket na ko ho o de NPP na ko ho. Na menua busa wo ye adwuma ni wo ye adwuma e wo company bi mo. E na company no e di sika asoma o say ko baby oma fa all the procurement processes ni mu. E na omu di sika show nsem say ko to generator fabric. Udru shop na o ye generator no ho asem a wo say what in wo wachi say enkofo no nyawa ombetu afiri so say wo ye purchasing officer enti no wugina shop wo na nto generator ni biu in the name of o company no osoma wo no a wo fa all the procurement processes ni mu enti wo can't the shop run and say onya nto biu. He say unya nto generator no in the name of the company ni bio na emum no. Obeba beto generator no in your own capacity. Okay, so ba beto generator no e wo wa odi mu dia kwa akoye wadwuma. Fa procurement money no processes ni sika no a company ni sign ma wa de call shop wonu no. Fa sa company ni sika koma no. Into the sa company ni sika no koma no a next time na wa ba shop wa wankasa wodu sika aba shop wa ba beton na enye se ye de e ka sika de ama wa wo wa fuka ne de akodu shop wa benefit afi ye sika mu no ukodu shop wa e ho na oka se watin wo wachi se o ye be yi wa free anase ye yi wa free position no intenu nti udi abufuo to generator no in your name. But sika na awode to e wo office wo at the time no e sika ye de senima wo anase ye de suma wo eno na esi wo parliament wo no. Okay, let me read something to you. Me who say Professor Kwaku Azan e de ne analysis bi aba to Facebook masa. It doesn't hold. The moment obi constitution on unim the reason tia where's na wo constitution nemo no ambiguity bia wo and omo constitution with plain language and simple grammatical expressions because per se ambiguity bi ade enipa hu like enchiwase bi beba constitution hu de bia ntino ye the simple language into constitution ready at home. Technicalities bia home. You go. So my reference or say senia ya trono ha notwithstanding deben wa ha. Na me be ready constitution natural. Na mamu ati ase hu say the moment a wodi obi din beko parliament no enipa na ma sa privilege a odi akọ enti say okoye by elections kra na ya nto ama obi o ya nto ama obi no say ya nsa new say represent ye e wo parliament ti o enunti wo no wo say we free party nim na sisi ya no say wo Cynthia Morrison any omo say omo will call for independence no yes yen declare omo seat ni vacant no si say parliament wona omo honom no omo ye NPP fo na so omo ye hwan mo on say ye Jimmy she say no Cynthia Morrison no say yes or call for independence into all independence no right now no we ni and na say we debe ni na me be kan constitution no me be kan constitution di atrem you see sometimes before ye ko school kakra bi a na ye fro kotena nipa nanim kakra bi a ye fi say ye nimnyansa ye above reproach ye nimbibia si obia masa se brofo no aye de tro constitution no ye Supreme Court of Onkwa na ti ase a ene Ghana constitution no yen record ni nyina mfi Ghana market yen record ni nyina mfi Ghana market na yenye dey yen toma Supreme Court for any lawyers nkwa because se me talk constitution ni bi na me kan as a Ghanaian na me ntiase a what is the essence ye tro say Ghana constitution no you see this minia asema America no enti se wo say to generator no in the capacity of your company ni build ya ene ye twon ho unya twon ho free company ni mu a later no come back as an independent person na beto generator na nye se u benefit from nkofo no ho na wo dia ba betena parliament ho no akoka se because wo dia me betso how our works ye beka ne but our future Jesus is coming a future Jesus is coming a future Jesus comes and you see a future Jesus is come and you see a future in this oko now dear oko to say Jesus is coming a future but don't let us forget say anything that goes into the future starts today enti eneno a we decide say only NPP enya yibio o call for independence no enye e wo se baby a wugina sisi ya no u free ho before you can go for your independence no because he say in the parliament one hour ho no parliament now wo ho no sisi no o party no so wafim inti sisi na wo parliament on o represent why no because what free party nim and your party constitution so say unya free party nim you don't represent them and so party nim paying for rights the friends friends say parliament to let them know say nipa asumesia or ye NPP ni or parliament ano onye part of us and you have to even dwell on some people's intention. Near they are making a conclusion, you know. What they are montana honum. Ya be ma manfo asase yusu o madwen. So almost so mon kan okro no ngum ekroni mo. Ade na Michael Kwe ye no. Michael Kwe ete Ghana ho omuye. Ade na obi e ka chen say Michael Kwe ed. Michael Kwe no so mra bonte meka so a mistake eno de o ma meka because onim said the right thing no ye as at the time. And na mo say omo pem kwasase mo adi na omo nim say ade na ekwatia omo nti no. One say quickly before the judgment, no, Attorney General ran court. Eko make a statement say, Professor Michael Quay Ed, or boy, Michael Quay did a fantastic job. And he interpreted the Constitution as per how the framers and the writers and the planners of the Constitution anticipated the understanding of the layman. Hey, Omo Constitution, no? Professor KB, Nana Susubibi Asante, Aoye Asante, Asokore Maihene. He was part of the framers and the writers of the Constitution. No Kahubi. Otiase. Monkon hono ntire mu mam say, ade na ye ka no enye sa na tia. But omo pe boni adinti no, omo de abesem nyina mu tirim. Ama, on say, these people, what they do is that almost said that to adenugu adenimon. Into a lawyer cry, na say, uni omon side ya. You may be tempted to go their way. So when you so agent kakra bi onkofo we de ma omo ye ho ahon, obekwa kodi omachi. Later no, na afi untumi nsan because wakoka say Michael Quay Ed. Michael Quay, no, Michael Quay, or your day, because Constitution in here. Article 97. You be reaction. This is Article 97. Article 97. G say the preamble states say a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament. G, if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party. That is the first one on my two options. On my two options. Article 97G no, say if a member of parliament leaves leaves the party of which he was a member of, he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party, 1, or 6, and then the key word, the overarching word here, 6, or 6 to remain in parliament as an independent member. Where G nunkwao. 6 here. What is the meaning of 6? 6. Na chese. Se utro bibia ma yehu. Wanama ntuo bibia ye se o hwehwe se. O pese se wo de NPP na se NDC ne rural parliament. Na emom no o pese obeye independent The Constitution did not mention say you retain you as a nominee or a parliamentary candidate to Constitution on for parliamentary candidate awasem because parliamentary candidates yento abama no wona ya to abama no enne wo Cynthia Morrison wo say o pese wo ye independent. Now the only confuse me say or say in the next parliament oboa, how do you go independent in or become an independent in the next parliament? But this time this time we should free NPP party no. Into a free NPP party no. Now we call parliament also in the name of NPP no. What is your status currently in parliament? O ye NPP ni ana o ye a friend is saying independent candidate. Uko busa ni sisi ya parliament hono mo a wose we free NPP party ni mo. But he declare the seat ni vacant there be or say in the next parliament. Mo bodam na mugu kro ni mu ana. Tale ma bodam na mugu kro ni mu. Ma bodam. Okay. Na mi busa o. Sa baby or say 6 no. Into a say if you leave your party, you have left the party. Into you have left the party to become NPP. Okay, le musa say. Ye musa say. Sisi e no. Say ebia Haruna Idrisu. Eka say. Wo joining NPP. Our parliament hono mo a. Obeka say because of say election is just around the corner nintino. Till a futuristic say the next parliament no ena all bar or beba as NPP. That be. And that is not the meaning. Tale, ye Supreme Court no. And then kofuno mudi anim no. They read but they don't understand. Omo kan but omo ntiase. Omo kan ade no but omo ntiase. Me say me ni atenase na so dwen ho won so wa adwen memma Martin Pebu memma prof wan hwan kwaku azan wan hwan kwaku asare wan hwan emma mekan jo say ena team X 50-50 you can come ubetimi aba parliament on a different JC here obo Barcelona also person called Real Madrid o person called Real Madrid that you cannot be in Barcelona and still want to play for Real Madrid. O person called Barcelona o person called Barcelona, get yourself out of Real Madrid first. It can be like 24 hours because say who move from one team to another team. You have to stand aside. You have to let your former team no and I say your current team no eti asese we free mu. So omo who say we free mu o mo Real Madrid ni bio. O pese o kobo Barcelona. So within 30 minutes no what be gina nchen. Sa time na wo gina nchen no. Onye Barcelona player, onye Real Madrid player. O pese wo ko. And once the word declare no, you are in the process. You are seeking to join Real Madrid. And so you are not part of this. Jinanten intin kwofo no a wogi wo mo ticket as NPP for mo to abama awo mpesua so as NDC for no a wo to abama awo mo no. Fa wo mo tumi koma wo mo. And that is the reason here Professor Michael Kwe o rule say for mona for ne to abama awo emisa say wo ye dey wo ye independent friends say we NPP ni inti sa wo say won go as NPP build ya enye for omu seat ye dey ema omu wo di omu seat ema wo mu a then you come back chebe declare seat no as vacant. Now, we are small now. We ko parliament call represent ya. We ko ya. O say ya ye small NPP for ni NDC for no omo small no. Omo epese omo ajiu say. Till omo ajiu say. Omo ma omba parliament in next time bill. Enti o sorry anopa o si we free party. So we free party ni mo. Dana wo free party no you cease to be their member of parliament. So wo ka to abonten o ye communicate bi na ebi asa akwa nomination form say Or no, currently no or NPP member of parliament. But our cover nomination form say or kwako running for independent. Ya bodam ye gu kroni mu. Inti sisi na wo parliament no all represent hwan mo. Hwan na represent wo mo. Na simple English I actual. Ya true English say if the member of parliament leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party, to join another party at one, or seeks to remain in parliament as an independent member. Office of Mamocho Constitution or Majimi. Oko Gene Swa. Gene say if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party, okay, notwithstanding paragraph G of clause 1, paragraph G of clause 1 of this article, a merger of parties at the national level sanctioned by the party's constitution or membership of a coalition government of which his original party forms part shall not affect the status of any member of parliament. Bebia o status entimi nyen say yeto abanu wiye no amuru parliament no. We nya 10 we nya 20 bi ni ade parties ni nya we and amoso okay sade ya ye form what we call union, coalition, merger. Ye kabum no the framers of constitution in him say mo kabum dia mo kabum in the interest of the party, but unun to me nkodina parliament in case o kabum it has to be sanctioned. Ye kase sanction out here say enye de motigram no say obi also we are here ujimi ame sanction wo ujimi ame sanction wo no. When you talk of politics you use sanction say ya permit ya sanction bibi ya ma ho kwan eni se wo mpanyimfo no mo tesoro ho no NDC ese edu nketia ene Justin Kodua mo ana say omo ni kura friend say akoya otu omo chairman ifri or kura friend say so chairman any secretary say one top hierarchy of that two parties no omo yo ma dwen say omo beye adwuma abomu dia eno de saa de yaka ewo G anyway say no enye adwuma. But here is the case say enye saa na esi of parliament wo. The people, some of them are seeking ya to Obama as an NPP member of parliament, but they are now seeking say omo beye omo ba beye independent. Inji say or person or standing for independence for the next parliament. It has started now no or ye independent, so he has to declare, or the seat has to be declared vacant. So NPP and no move their call NDC said the next parliament or bar this time we declare intention. We declare intentions now. A force it ties in with that statement say seeks to. Sa seeks no a process leading into the future. You cannot get to the future without starting something today. And nothing a constitution who say enipa betimi aba bejimi ne ho sa say obedadam na ojimu tumi wi na obenya sika na onya bibia wi a next time no abe ne ho dua broni ene ye ma onda ne dua broni so pese oda ne dua broni a wodi kogina nchen enye mi nkun na obete dia asra be da ne dua broni office ye nyina ne yadimi nti mo ya quickly abegina na obia na Professor Michael Kwe wo hefa mistake be no ye the constitution asema e kan no momfa mo argument mra momfa mo argument emra ya to nkwasiaba e ma nkwasiafo ene nkwasiafo interpret constitution no Supreme Court mpanyimfo no mu gu ho nyina ye nkwasiafo no mu gu soro ho get to talk no minim so yo ohun sometimes no yet won ye emma ni position a ena mema na di ye ma oba nso mra oba no he kwasiasem a wodie wako school awia beduru ha simple English, simple analysis, and now we have the legal explanation. Hey, constitution in the year any legal explanation biano. Say a legal explanation, and now also citizens need nante dia any constitution no article bia ye true biano. Yen fan a legal explanation. Now adia wo person in this Ghana no. Mentiase. How do you accuse me of something that I do not understand? And not just that, I don't understand because I feel not to understand or I have elected not to understand. It's because you have obstructed me from understanding the issue. If you totally want me to understand what you want me to understand, make everything clear. Give me all the information. You don't conceal, you don't prevaricate. Unfa and semini bi enkosie. Odin semni bi kosie say a class of people bi and omono ntiase in the mimi ko a mistake na de wo di asie no wo de aba be use on me. We are dangerous people. Hey, omano, we have a long way to go. And when it came to the jurisdiction, almost a jurisdiction it say court ni na oni to me say obetimi ayday I rule on that matter. No need to me so obetimi rule on that matter. Court ni say to me no. And no dey to aba no ekoye 5-2. But the substantive matter no. Once of the akwa so verdict ni betimi aba na substantive matter no. Ni nyina ye unanimous because they didn't want you to say omi unanimous. The problem na wo Ghana ho no. You say we live in a part of the world that people attend school to intentionally use the little knowledge they acquired in school to plunge people into perpetual hardship, perpetual poverty, and perpetual friends say just say, oh we're ready. No. Problem na mo to Ghana ho no ni nyina ne say a man for person mo cho say wajimi enti chief justice enim yeboa jimi saa so mo to woni e ka bibia omo ntie o won say chief justice so fire wan aman no o free ho o tena ban mu ma ye de 11 ba court na judiciary no edi nkwasasem ye we no ma di nkwasasem ye we no ma di nkwasasem afi okotena etire no asori akotena akonya mu tie wiemu say o fight for say ya ye haircut kwasiafo na wo senka kufa do this kind tete mutini free ho enye hair nimpo wo senka odi twa muti free ho wa ko school in some weird way and I be share obi wo kwan mu na ye friend lawyer na ne father fo and no man say obey politics or ye politics no a wo no a wo de mra no e protect Ghana sika Ghana resources no wo wadi me to the sense say Akufo-Addo no ye president ni pese owia wo man no na wo de mra e support no intimi busamo justices na momote Supreme Court no chief justice ne nkofo no inti se Akufo-Addo mo ka se munye sei na mo ya mo ru afi se o man ejapade no e na wo de mra e support Akufo-Addo ama na wia wo na busa se wadi minti e na wo tumi se Akufo-Addo no o ma Akufo-Addo wo pretty so unimu a chief justice no wo tumi se Akufo-Addo chief justice so mo nim nyansa o me hu se court no e wo tumi se because Akufo-Addo ntimi mfa judges ni ntomo but judges ni betumi di Akufo-Addo atum and na chese Akufo-Addo Ghana for to aba ma no e na odi tumi ni bi eyi wo apparently Ghana for na you as token because ye ntimi nko say every day mi nja madwuma nto ne nko to chief justice won aba ti enya to aba ma ba ko a na ya ye what ya delegate ono so abe delegate powers no delegation of powers ba mo ntia asenti no mo fi say o suma kufuado wa jiminti na o suma kufuado se munim nyansa ekufuado be som nti all your legal judgment bi a modi ababia ye nkwase asem nko a simple language mo mpese mo beti ase o judicial we secretary no wo honom no se wo suma no se won fa sika nko ya ade ma na okọ na later ebi afon so mo ka bibia won ti ase na o se okay de wa ye no kra o ba meyi wadi na okacho say okay any sika na wo de you know me de to ade no in my name a wo beti ase abuofunu kwasiafo a munitri number ni 0240258269 obetimi a kire wa adwen mo de mujimi no ye be ye no kra no wo de tena ba be ye say yenyada adaje aba be kan mahama ho asem ne mo number ni 0240258269 opeso kire wa adwen ade kire wa adwen mi nua mesrew mini bre intino obana be ye wo chiame a 1 minute ne so a meyi wa firi ho so ne me kire no won so mo ka ho bi ne enkofo no omo ye de ye no ye ne mo ka asem in simple terms a munti ba afi no be ye na nkotu na ho te sei na de ndien na nsensem bebre ho mfa hin kosi ha mini akasa yeah
asem de waka asem ne nyina bra waka asem ne nyina ye bi share ne nya kra ma me no kware ye ba presse ye pama no ndisi presse ma me no kwa ye pe hu kwa me ne pama no ke vitele sa bi na ke vitele so be ya fa me mo me ke vitele ya me dwa no onyi na ye mfa so pama no wi ma me no nya papa oba on ka no presse ma me de enye
yeah that's it
makotena fa
you're asking ya yen short na and mini break cram semo hello mini amano ko
ne waka eno ano no mini a nyame nchira bebere masa yeti o ma we mu wam chese ne chief justice ne ne microphone bu ko mo ye no ngoto ni asamini ye chief justice ne ne mu ko mo ye no o chese sa ampisi na wakela o mo so mo ye no ntise ambifu ana se ndisi for committee a mbeko bia na se ba se party ni activities bia obakwa kotie na odi akoye ne campaign e dey tia no ankasa ne party because instead of say wajina independent no ne campaign is different than who party no so campaign chese won chese Jimmy for na bedi o man so a o mo man si apini bebre india sisi aye bre o man no
yeah that's it yeah that's minia hello
Yes, sir. Good evening.
koso
The reason why I high court judges need woman. The young Colano don't say, but the young people for any the reason why. And to me, Mrs. say, so I start to see events in Supreme Court. I will see you book.
The network no IBB hello hello
your friend will go for him because every book so on our wisdom
kasa
the American say asem na wo kan dey true Akufo Dubai were use all the media no and any other institutions in opeso you na useless just say Akufo Dubai wama emma o de yumeku awodo na abe useless ama sisi ano wo kan oba asem krampo no bia mpese obeti oba asem enya dwo mahama na de professor jena no pokuba na no pokuba emma ehu oba me be kasa yi hu na ni so ade ehu sampa emma still na ye we ba nya asafo ho a na nkanya na hanko bia amfo oba bia serious because of the Akufo na match justice na ye no so what I say
yeah that's it minia hello oh adina sanje no hello.
yeah
Ma nonko.
Good afternoon, I say. Because I feel US.
Kasa.
My friend is saying,
Somehow the prefer now, and let's say, men obey because of this election. Because my who say again let Ghana put the Yaga put your man more play. Oh, NPP. It's no question the name money can sound a hot trouble. I was trying to explain everything to this lady. Or some money can all trouble. One guys my winning baby. That's a Jenny Crown and Yaga. I said, who now what your man in now? He or Brenna will blend. That's what we know. Sika sang out of bad dia. The initial say, I Jenny Crown.
I Jenny, that's Minia. I Jeno, a terrible, a terribly terrible. I Jenny, I tell you. I drink that it's in and I Jenny, yeah. All of a sudden. Into get to talk konuno no tin chena no me chief justice my kokwe mo kasa ase no wantu omofo obi me kan che say wo get to talk konuno ye NPP ni masa wo free say Kufu adu no wo tumi so wo appoint to obi and don't fool say Mahama ebeyi chief justice or kwa ko NPP ni so on me chief justice. Hello kasa
yeah, in Koto, I mean, sure, with my power, we are. But what you may say, and send me a fall so you can be tell her. A year or Cassa obey your BBA. The next day, nobody will change the program now. No, oh, I am because all kind of best to see Chief Justice, no, nay, Nendamoyan. Obey ended that no, will be changing into Miss Rawa and Koto. With my palm, a year. So am I so happy?
That's it. Yo, that's it. Concern ya wode ntia. Concern ya wode. Concern ya wode sin aduane a obedi. Minia, ya dum bisi ase ye bre no enya ye bre. Ye ntimi nye dede ni bio. But you ma wat ya se me no untimi mfa obi bia ehunu na. Untimi mfa bia ehunu na me. Oye lawyer eye brofo ne ye ka yase akosua kwesi broni brofo ene ye ka bie nti de brofo na tro no siremu kire me asa ena technicality bia e wo wiase no eye language sa mandamus hwan prima facie no eye obi kasa ena odi a represent bibi enkire se eye bibi konkro bi ha o e de said ye obi aka to say adawude nchira pentemprem minifo friends this year and that is it and no obi kasa antu ti pentemprem nasia that's it on tiasia and no nchese konikowu and no nchese nipa ni nyansa sen ana obi bu betrew na won te be na se nchese ni nyansa so na wo ba me so meti aze me ka beti onti. That is it. Ya de besi ada for friend ne no. E besia. Ofo we wudi o machi a enye bebi a obedru ni.
See about hapa this guy coffee 02 and could be vitamin. Kojo. Uni e ka se bi bra na me misa o. Uni e ka se o de wi na ba ma bisa. Sorry. O de be so do. Kojo de be ka be o ka se o de me misa. Ba ha this coffee. Ba e pe do kunu bi na try wa. Yes aba. O ka se bi. Mo ga de ka jo. Aso o kana. Na yini.
Yes, sir.
What do you mean? No.
Yes, I didn't.
necessary to be the Ghana.
Catch me.
Tell Miraho, man. Just nobody cares about road. They don't care about school. They don't care about any infrastructure. They are my party boys at the see it. So I think I'm on my behalf. He says, I'm about more fiscal coffee. No more margin in this one more to my MPP. Don't about flax for. Like I did here, father, sister, no more. At the end of my year, I almost won't pay to 2 no. Father, in a Farouk and any review, Farouk debut, and it's I don't know, Napoleon's name to see a Jimmy. I don't know my bass.